Derivatives and the trend toward tokenization of stocks will be covered. Some intriguing new jewels were discovered not long ago by me. Even though I'm going to have a nervous breakdown midway through the video, I've made some amazing new connections that I still don't fully get. Be sure to tune in because we'll be talking about Robinhood, the inventory exchange's move to the tokenization market for digital assets, the ISDA, and more. My dear friends at Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, among many others, you are going to adore this. We can begin immediately. Ripple Labs has announced that it has obtained money transmitter licenses in both Texas and New York. Consequently, Blockchain Bills Company, according to Ripple, it has acquired permits to transport cryptocurrency in both New York and Texas. If you're unfamiliar with the cash flip license, you'll need any amount of worth in New York. Furthermore, if you are keen on starting to handle derivatives, obtaining a money switch license is mandatory in the Big Apple, hence the ISDA, International Swaps and Derivatives Association, calls New York City home, a crucial part of it. The shift toward tokenization by the New York Stock Exchange was another topic I was curious about. So it's true that tokenization is something the New York Stock Exchange, and by 2024, the New York Stock Exchange determined Organization Intercontinental Exchange, ICE, had purchased Zero, a platform where securities can be tokenized. This move shows that the New York Stock Exchange is becoming more interested in tokenization and digital assets. The New York Stock Exchange is also collaborating with Goldman Sachs and other big names on various projects, and they have stated their aim to sell spot-settled Bitcoin options once they have regulatory approval. The recurrence in August 2023 was a major news event, assuming you were there. Lots of people are getting excited, and that's what led to the creation of FOMO. Just so you know, Ripple was an ISDA member, but there are a ton of other great cryptocurrency firms that could be partners with the ISDA too, such HBAR, Algorand, and I'm sure there are more. I just must emphasize that point. It's not only Ripple anymore. I believe the ISDA website's Ripple Labs section really piqued your interest. In other words, contacts. The person who is brought up for discussion is Rahul Advani. So I decided to find out more about him. This was also added by China-Steg Steengraber, as you can see. He meant to say that you know about Ripple's involvement with the ISDA. Ripple and XRP are now on level with the financial titans thanks to their membership in the ISDA, which grants them direct access to a derivatives market worth $1.2 quadrillion. Even simply glancing at this gives you further evidence that Ripple was connected with them. These individuals have recently joined ISDA. He concluded by saying, and who is Rahul Advani, who was on the ISDA for 12 years before Ripple? After 12 years with the ISDA, this individual decided to leave and join Ripple. Before joining Ripple, Rahul spent 12 years in the financial services industry. He is now the top public coverage for APAC on the ISDA. It's clear that Ripple's leased persons. Is that so? Participants include current and former employees of the U.S. Treasury, the DTCC, and other high-security agencies such as the SEC and the CFTC. People from the ISDA are also at your disposal. True, it's interesting not only that, but I stumbled onto this video that goes into even more papers that are relevant to the topic. I suppose there's a lot of very amazing footage in there, despite the fact that it's a lengthy video about formings, in the event that you have not yet seen this video. Kindly remain seated. Excellent attention to detail is evident. Give me a moment to region. To mention just a few, BlackRock, Societe Generale, JP Morgan, and BNY Mellon are among the over 1,000 organizations that are part of the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, ISDA. What does it need to look like and how large is it? Take a look. The derivatives marketplace is worth over $1 quadrillion. ISDA Take a look at this preliminary test to discover the connection between Ripple and ISDA. My sincere appreciation goes out to Cyprus de Monacore. Take a look. Look at this for a moment. Our destination is Rahul Advani. Serve up some revolutionary statistics. Just one day has passed. In case you didn't know, this dude is Ripple's director of policy. His LinkedIn profile has it. Take a look at his statement from the other day, though. My sincere appreciation goes out to the members of the CypherX research team. The collision of the past and the present is never a problem. My heart leapt for joy at the announcement that Ripple has become an ISDA member. As a journalist, he spent 5 years there. Do you think that may be incredibly thrilling? As we continue our search, what does it all mean that Ripple, the potential of XRP, the ledger, and Dexter's paintings are cooperating to settle and cleanse all of these derivatives? Take a look. This is a sincere inquiry, Brad stated. As an example of your commodities, you can use the payments mechanism to disperse liquidity. Accordingly, should Ripple go through a run, everyone is interested in your liquidity, to rephrase. Everyone is wary of offering the thing because of their reservations, which might be good or bad. Maybe there are already 2 reserves in the world. In my opinion, it is possible for multiple currencies to coexist. Sure thing. That, in my opinion, would come to fruition. I think it's reasonable that many stadia only use the US dollar as their reserve foreign exchange currency, because every nation wants their currency to be the reserve currency of the arena. That was good for the United States. It has matured significantly. Yeah, we'd like to have the arena to be the world's reserve forex, every other U.S. economy says, but the U.S. economy has been unfairly exploiting leaps and boundaries for decades. Nonetheless, no country other than the USA could pull it off. The European Union, Russia, or both. But the majority of nations around the world agree that a national currency will be the one to establish a new global reserve currency. I don't think they're the ones. Since no one controls their currency, it stands to reason that they may opt for one controlled by their major geopolitical competitors. In that case, I think that's the best possible conclusion for digital assets. If other countries decide, all right, well, the US dollar can't hold on all the time, we will no longer be reliant on the US dollar as our currency because no one will have to repeat US dollars. The European Union is the only organization seeking a new currency, isn't it? On the other hand, nobody in Russia is advocating for the ruble to supplant the dollar. To be clear, nobody in China wants the yuan to supersede the dollar. That being said, they have the option to select a forex that nobody should manage rather than enlist the aid of their most formidable geopolitical rivals. If you were paying attention, David Schwartz brought up Russia and China right now, so I figured I'd quickly touch on the subject. As of right now, the Russian economy is in a total tailspin. All around Russia, companies are declaring bankruptcy. They have no idea where to get the money to pay back their loans. As an interest rate, the